working man's reads. A working man's reads. A working man's reads.
Guys, hope you like the new intro. Thank you to my uncle for putting that together. Well, the song, and then I finally figured out how to put a collage together, so that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll have that one around for a while, and then I'll use his same song and do something different. But thank you to the new subscribers. And for my friends, you may have noticed I uploaded a video, then deleted it. I uploaded a video basically that I had filmed today in the work van, and then I watched it back, and it had a lot of interference and people giving me shout outs on the street and saying hi to me and stuff. So it wasn't good YouTube. So here we are today. I did do an unhaul earlier. I went around to all the little tiny library things in Elmwood and got rid of some books that I had just sitting around that I wasn't going to read, hoping that somebody else would read them. But today I'm going to start off with my author mail. And I reached out to, Wesley Southard. He posted on Instagram and a bunch of other social medias that you could reach out to him and purchase some signed copies. And they were pretty reasonable, and it was a lot of fun. So I reached out to him, and I bought a couple books that have been on my TBR for a while. So the one is One for the Road. I know a lot of people were reading it a while back. And Deadeye Press, I guess. And that's Wesley Southard, and he signed it. He also gave me some bookmarks, or, stickers. His business card. So that's pretty sweet. And then One for the Road. It's like a bumper sticker or something. That's pretty cool. And in it, I love what he wrote. He said, for Joshua, heavy metal will never die. It's a shame we're not as lucky. And then he signed it, so... You know me, I love heavy metal. And this one, the back says, only one more show and heavy metal guitarist Spencer Heston can finally quit rot in hell. No more touring, no more fighting, and no more unwanted advances from the lead singer's girlfriend. But instead of waking up the next day in their Midwestern hometown, the band finds themselves dazed and confused in an abandoned settlement in the middle of the desert, with no idea of how they got there. So I'm going to stop there because I'm going to just butcher it, and this video will be super long. But One for the Road, so there's that. And then I also did Closing Costs. I don't know if this is his most recent release, but it's got a blurb from Brian Keene on the back. So that's Closing Costs by Wesley Southard. He also signed this one, so for Joshua, welcome to the house of your dreams, with an exclamation point. And he's also gave me a bookmark, and it looks like it's a horror reading podcast by Katie Southard. So, wife? Question mark? Which is super cool. Wish my wife liked horror, but she doesn't. Look at the little thing popping out the top. So it's realtor Herschel Markley set out to do the impossible to finally sell the estranged Whitecomb mansion following the brutal murder of its previous owner. The lavish country estate has sat vacant for 9 long years, and while many have tried to fill its walls with life, Herschel is determined to make his wealthy Russian clients the perfect fit. And there's a lot. That just sounds super cool. So thank you to Wesley. He actually doesn't live super far away from me, so that's actually kind of cool. I don't know many authors that kind of live near me. But that leads me to my next one. Great segue, Josh. So that is Honest Days, and that is by Matthew Bookin. Now, when I was in that little tiny library, I was kind of hoping I'd find some indie or small press, and booyah, I found one, and it is actually a guy from Buffalo. So shout out. I like you. You're cool, man. I wish I knew you. Honest Days is an unexpected delight. Bookin writes how he sees it, weaving images, dreams, and truth into tight, addictive prose. It's a book that captures the haze of the everyday and buffs it into magic. So that's pretty cool. I like how I said buffs. Buffalo. Thank you. Well, you didn't actually send it to me. I found it. So thanks for putting it in a little library, or somebody really likes you. The next one is actually, it was a Barnes & Noble pick the other day. I went there, and I left with something. So I got Robin. It's a nonfiction. I'm not a nonfiction guy, but it's a biography, and I'm not really the type of guy that reads a lot of that, but I adored Robin Williams, and when he passed, it was pretty rough on me. I grew up being the class clown. I love talking. I love making other people happy and laugh, and I will do anything for other people. And sometimes when you're that person and life throws you curveballs, you don't know how to handle it because you try to laugh it off and you can't. And I think Robin always was so much for everyone else that he lost himself along the way. I'm assuming they're going to touch on that and probably hopefully some happy stuff too. Sorry to get really deep, but I respected him a lot, and I do. I respect him. He was a once-in-a-lifetime talent and just a great comedian. And shout out to Robin Williams. Oh, yeah. Listen. All right, and then the next one, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this gentleman, but his name is Stephen King, and I have not ever read this book. So, Bag of Bones, A Haunted Love Story. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. I'm not going to read the synopsis, but I think it takes place in Maine. That was funny. So I've always wanted to do it, so you know what I mean? I'm going to read this one, definitely someday. I recently was talking to a friend about covering Stephen King all the time on YouTube, and I love Stephen King. He is my favorite author. He got me into horror and everything like that, and I have him and that thing, t-shirts of his, you know, I'm a big fan. But anybody can make videos on Stephen King. Not saying I won't, but I will. I will review some of his books, my favorites, and maybe some new ones that I read, but I don't know. I really just enjoy spotlighting some of these guys that are just busting their butts every day. So that's why I talk about the books that I do. So this next one is Six Wakes, and it is by Mur Lafferty and Lafferty. Yep, I read and I write, guys. And so that's Hugo and Nebula Award finalists, so that's pretty sweet. I really got to stop swiveling as I'm filming videos. I imagine it's slightly annoying, so sorry guys, I will work on that. A lone ship, a murdered crew, and a clone who must find her own killer before they strike again. So I just thought it sounded pretty sweet, and I actually really enjoy Orbit, because I love sci-fi and fantasy, and they kind of specialize on that. So usually if Orbit releases it, I'm willing to try it. So there's that. And yeah, that's about it. That's my book haul and author mail. So thank you guys for watching. And I think the next video will be a writing one because I got some great feedback and I'm making some progress. And maybe I'll just talk about my process in starting my writing life here and what I'm doing to just get better every day. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Uncle John. And yeah, have a great day. Stop working so much.